A very good morning to everybody. So, it is a very good morning, but it is the final morning of the Corona Diaries. And there's a number of reasons for that, which I will go through. And I'm smiling because to get up into 50 videos was not on the agenda. And I want to say thanks to anyone who's watched any of these, because the reality is we're all a little bit vain. So when you see somebody's watching the video, you think, oh, maybe they're all right. And you record another video. So if anybody's watched any of these, thank you. I've really appreciated the fact that you've taken a little bit of time out of your day to entertain me. The people who've watched all of them, wow, that is some going. I genuinely feel really grateful that not only have some of you taken time out of your schedules every day to watch these little videos, but much more importantly than this, if you remember when I started this project, there were two main goals. One of them was for me to attempt to overcome my phobia of talking on camera. And the second thing is to hopefully inspire one or two of you. Funny enough, overcoming your phobia of talking on camera, one of the weirdest things going is actually looking at yourself while you're talking. One of the things you learn when you're actually getting better at these is that if you know what you're doing, you're actually staring at the lens on your camera and not the screen, so you're not actually looking at yourself. So life and learning and every day being a school day, I have learned a ton of practical skills. I feel as though my presentation, my sales skills, everything's been sharpened up. And that's all because I embarked on this little project 3 months ago. Anyone who's commented and genuinely maybe changed or benefited, that is without question the very best thing about this. And if you were to ask me the one thing I've learned by doing these videos every day or every weekday, it's probably that when you attempt to inspire others, only good things happen. The very best case scenario is those people get inspired, those people get educated, those people get motivated. But actually there's a huge byproduct, which is why I would endorse and employ any of you to try and assist and help and motivate those around you. Because when you're doing that, you actually improve yourself. My whole setup, my self-development journey is so much sharper because of doing these videos, which I never ever envisaged. These were to help people. Probably the one person it's helped the most is me. And I think that you've got to experience that to understand what that's all about. So that's probably the number one thing I'll take away with me from this project. I'll be back. There's no doubt about it. I've loved doing these. I will be back. I've got a holiday booked for July. I've worked throughout the whole lockdown. Remember, this whole thing was set up to get people through lockdown. We ain't been in lockdown for about a month. So I've overstayed and spanked it as much as I can. But the reality is we need to move away from the coronavirus now. And you watching a video every morning called the Corona Diaries probably ain't helping you do that. So we need to shift the mindset. We need to look forward and we need to move on. No question about it. So I just want a couple of things. Number one, if you've watched any of these videos and you stumble across this video, can you either send me a WhatsApp or it's the first time as a international YouTuber I've ever actually said this, but if you could leave a comment in the comment section below this video, I'd really appreciate that. The one thing that is a bit annoying is I actually have, by and large, no idea who's watching these things. So if you could just throw a comment in there, maybe let me know if you've got anything out of it, or just whatever. I'd really like that. If you can't, or you don't want to comment on YouTube, send us a text, send us a WhatsApp, pick the phone up, whatever. Second thing is, I've got a couple of ideas about how I want to bring this back. I'm going to be back in the office hopefully in summer. I think I'm going to probably maybe change the name of the channel or launch a new channel. If you've got any things you'd like me to try and cover, like I did yesterday with Carl, just let me know. If you've got any ideas about what might not and what might work, if you've got any feedback about the frequency of the videos, how often I'm doing this, if it's a pain in the arse having to try and watch one a day, or if that format works good, just as much feedback as you can give me, because this is by far the finished article, and this was the first swing at the bat. So thank you again to anyone who's watched these. We will be back. We absolutely will be back. And to anyone who has genuinely gotten anything out of it, again, just reserving the final thank you and the final fair play to you guys. That is what this was all about, and that is hopefully what this has achieved. And I'm just going to end by maybe, I suppose, reading something out that you guys probably have noticed over the last 3 months, that I like going a bit deep every now and again. And I just want to read out a little thing that I found online that I think is a nice little way to end this, and something certainly which is food for thought. This is what a quote says. So, what if 2020 isn't cancelled? What if 2020 is the year we've been waiting for? A year so uncomfortable, so painful, so scary, so raw, that it finally forces us to grow. A year that screams so loud, finally awaken us from our ignorant slumber. A year we finally accept the need for change. Declare change, work for change, become the change. A year we finally band together instead of pushing each other further apart. 2020 isn't cancelled, but rather the most important year of them all. Signing out for the last time. Thanks again, guys. Cheers.